Hey guys, Rome here. Today we're at Limitless BJJ in Trenton, Ontario to film with Jordan Preisinger. Jordan has over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, man, and has one of the most successful tutorial channels on the platform. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Thanks again, Jordan, for having us and letting me film you and your gym, as you definitely didn't have to. Greatly appreciate it. I didn't want to get into Jordan's way today because he was filming something for his channel, so I got to roll some of his associates, and here's how it went. All right, so first opponent, we got Matt. He's a really nice guy, super nice guy, built like Thor, super technical. Here we're fighting for inside position. I'm trying not to let him scoop under me. Hits a quick guillotine attempt, and I shrug it off, pull my head out, and I realized I was in danger. He goes for a quick arm drag, and I step my leg in between his legs to stop the momentum. But he tries to invert because he had that hook, and what I did is I kept my back to the mat and I used my shin to ride his hip and invert myself to try to get back to some sort of a guard. I wasn't gonna X up his leg, but he squared out. I used my hooks and tried to dive underneath, but he somersaults over me, for God's sakes. Wicked technique, hits a quick Toriando and goes for the knee on belly, reverses and tries to hop into a mount. I felt it coming, get back to my half guard and tip him over. Now we're basically fighting for some sort of inside hook, outside hook. I get the underhook on the right side, and I should be using my T-Rex arms to keep his right arm from giving me a crossface as well, but it's already pretty deep. Here he's going for a fisticuffs kind of choke, you know what I mean? It's a sneaky Ezekiel, and I gotta tell you, man, I was uncomfortable in this spot. I was not having fun, I'll tell you that much. I'm just really stubborn. Probably should have tapped here, but you know how it is. Once it's on film, it's, you know, nobody wants to tap to that easy tap. So here he's trying to isolate my right arm, and basically I'm just trying to cut an angle on the left side as it's the lightest side, and I'm trying to basically just wiggle myself out. I let this get way too deep, to be honest with you. It's my fault. Here I try to get my arm in and try to elevate his hips, but he's so solid. So here I'm really thinking about how to get out of it. He has a solid crush on my face, so what I really have to do is be patient and wait for him to become off balance. I feel that two of his legs are really close to my body, so what I do is I grab the body lock and I try to hip up and push, and I get on top here. What I'm doing is I'm trying to trap one of his legs on the right side. I'm trying to reach around with my left arm and grab his foot, but I don't have the space, so I bring my knee in, try to bring my heel to his butt to take away his power. Anyways, he's trying to give me a quick hip bump, and I feel it happening, so I roll to my right side. He grabs my right leg and tries to hook, and I scramble up, control his hips and grab his hips and pull him down for the back take. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get my left foot in for the hook, and I block the right heel with my foot to bring him down. I'm keeping a solid grip on his waist, and I switch my hooks to the outside hooks, and they're very effective from keeping your opponent from rolling into you. Here he's trying to bridge on my face, and what ends up happening is I load him onto my hips to try to square him up, and I square him back, get both of my hooks under his legs and start applying the choke. Now what I want to do is I want to isolate one of his arms, and I feel the position going away, so I have to get back to on top of him on the mount. Here I try to isolate an arm to get my leg in, and I get one hook in and basically try to get back and seat back towards more on his hips. I grab his wrist and pull it towards his body, trying to lean him in towards me to try to get back to his back. You know, it's one thing to be able to put your pressure on him, but I don't want him wiggling out, and you know, I'm already pretty tired. So basically here I'm just trying to attempt to get my isolate an arm and get an arm underneath his chin. It's very slippery, and no gi is a lot different than gi. Usually I'd be grabbing on the gi, but it's not my game, right? So anyways, I'm trying to isolate his left arm with my left arm using wrist control, and I'm trying to basically, you know, just pry up his neck and just give myself some space. I have my hooks in, and I'm not letting him turn towards me, so he tries to load himself up, but the problem is he, in doing so, left a little bit of room under his neck. I adjust my grips and get my elbow underneath his chin, and we get the tap. Wow, that was hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, I almost died. I feel like I need a Twinkie. You know what I mean? If anybody got any chocolate bars in the back, let me know, man. I need a Gatorade. But anyways, we're about to get to round 2. I'm already dead, as you can see. I'm dreading it. That took almost everything I had, just that first one. So anyways, he's pushing my head off. I'm trying to grab his legs, and I do a very sloppy and lazy kind of a pass there. I slip on the mat and I try to get outside control of his legs. He grabs my foot and goes for a foot tap. Here he gets his leg free and steps over, passes my guard, and he's basically trying to flatten me out, get my left shoulder to the mat, and yeah, man, it's basically a stalemate. Now, what I should be doing is getting my shin to his shin to try to elevate him up, but he hops over and gets to my back because I'm being lazy and I need a milkshake. Anyways, he tries to isolate my head and do one of those arm in chokes from north-south, but I feel it coming. I try to grab his leg and get back to half guard. He jumps over and does a signature technique that Jordan always talks about on his channel, and he does a reverse knee cut and uses his other knee to pry his knee out. Here he has top control and he's isolated one of my arms. Now I'm just trying to frame up on his face and give myself some space to get a knee in, but he's really solid. He's not taking any chances this time. Reaches over and goes for another one of those arm in chokes. Now I'm moving in the opposite direction to get under his body to get the choke away, but he hops over to knee on belly. I grab the half guard quickly and go for an arm drag setup and try to pull him down. He steps over and goes for reverse. Now I'm thinking I'm going to take his back right here because I got the hook in, but he actually goes for a calf slicer. Super creative. Now fortunately for me, it wasn't very deep and I'm once again stubborn, so I try to climb up to his back. I take control of his right leg and I basically pummel to the top. I get head control. He tries to flip me over. I stop myself and I ride his hips and try to stay on top of him. Now I made the mistake of sticking my arm in. He rolls over and I jump to the other side to keep the choke. Now I lost control of the arm and he slips under and gets out. Now I'm too lazy to come up and I should have. And we got Jay Keen here with the amazing back take. Anyways, so I have top control here and the round ends and that's the match. Thank you so much, Matt. Super solid competitor. Okay, so up next we have Alex, who I believe is also a brown belt, but bruh, the man feels like a black belt if there ever was one. I'll tell you that much. Perfect. Super solid top pressure. Anyways, you can see here I'm trying to isolate an arm. He has head control. I failed to use my T-Rex arms and he gets the side control easily, crushing my legs. He's going back and forth and I trap and roll him. All I did was really time that. It wasn't so much strength, it was just the fact that I could feel him going back and forth. So here he pummels and gets a Kimura grip, tries to flip me over and I accidentally knee him in the head. Sorry, fam. Yeah, so anyways, I was very lazy with leaving him space here and he traps my arm and goes for a omoplata and I try to roll into it and he stops me, smushes me and gets back to side control. I told you, man, this guy's savage. It's hard to get him off you, man. You know what I mean? The man's like, it's like rolling Superman. So anyways, he's going for leg control here. I'm trying to control his wrist and prevent him from moving around back to my head. I don't really have a plan here. I'm just trying to prevent him from doing what he wants, for God's sake. But anyways, so yeah, he's trying to pummel. I'm following his hips. I don't want him moving around to his head where he'll be more safe because I need to find a way to get and shrimp towards him. So what he's doing is he's switching and he's isolating this arm on the right side, and I already messed up because I let him get underneath my elbow and he gets the Kimura grip, and now I'm squirming, I'm trying to defend. And what I did here was I actually grabbed his right wrist and I attached it to my body. So instead of him just attacking the wrist, now you have to lift my entire body to get that Kimura. Very effective. It's not a permanent fix, and as you can see here, I'm grabbing my own elbow. Now it's very frustrating for the person and they're using a lot of energy trying to get that Kimura grip done, so I'm just being patient and I rip my arm out at the last second, but he still has control of my legs, preventing me from shrimping towards him. He has his knee underneath my right leg and is preventing me from shrimping towards him. I'm telling you, man, the space management is crazy here. He gets the Kimura grip and I think I can flip him over, but no bueno, and he gets the sub. All I'm trying to do is survive at this point. So, there's a huge weight difference here and skill difference as well. I can tell I'm not a no-gi guy. I'm definitely a gi guy. I'm not used to having no grip, so he lets me take his back. Here I'm trying to just keep some basic hooks in. I'm trying to pull his forehead back to get get my hand underneath his chin, but it's not working. It's not working. Once again, I'm trying to isolate a wrist and take away options for defense for himself, and he does a good job of squirming and trying to get his back to the mat. I'm not sure what the cameraman here is doing. Oh, I know what he's doing. We got Matt over there finishing up a triangle, and hey, man, I told you it was super technical. Y'all didn't believe me, but there it is right there. Anyways, back to the roll. Alex has his back to the mat, and I'm trying to control his head, but the man is so set. Like, look at this. I'm using 2 hands with all my strength, just trying to keep him, but the frames and his strength are too much, and he pushes off, scrambles up, grabs hip control, and takes me down, passes my guard, and it's as if nothing ever happened. That's what happens when you poke the beast. Don't wake the bear if you ain't ready, man. So I'm just basically holding on like a chick on the back of a bike. And, you know, basically he's trying to isolate one of my arms and go for maybe a head and arm. And, you know, I'm so tired at this point. I try to hip up and basically get underneath his hips and try to scoop him out. And he flips his leg over and gets back to side control and uses a good gable grip on my head to peel me over, and the match ends. Thank God. It was like basically trying to roll goddamn Superman. Anyways, that's it for the rolls for today, man. Thank you so much, Jordan, for having us. We will be back shortly. I believe my friend Jay Keen and him are supposed to do a gi roll. Hopefully I'll get in. Hopefully if everything's okay. And once again, make sure you guys hit up Jordan's channel. Jordan Teaches Jiu Jitsu on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe if you guys liked what you saw, and leave any comments if you guys think that you can add to my game. Obviously, I'm not perfect, so thanks again for watching, man. I'll be back with another one soon. Peace out.